Welcome to this week's episode of the Ballinesian podcast here on the Polytickin network. Samoans talking about sports. Charger and Raider fan coming at you with the with a week to remember for our teams.
No,
Well, maybe a week to forget. A week to forget.
I ain't trying to remember this week. I can tell you this.
Coach Forrest here. I'm Lance Falatonga. We're going to be going over Chargers getting beat by the Colts, the Raiders' trip to Kansas City, as well as a bunch of other West Coast teams. Results from the Seahawks, 49ers, Los Angeles Rams. We're probably going to even include the rest of the AFC West with the Denver Broncos and their 33-point fourth quarter to come back in historic fashion versus the New York Giants. The Giants.
If you live in New York, your team suck.
Giants been feeling themselves. But that was a crazy fourth quarter. So we are here on the Polytickin network. Make sure to check out the other shows, the Polytickin podcast, Polytickin Patreon, patreon.com/Polytickin podcast, Polytickin movie starter kit, as well as follow the Polytickin network YouTube page. Subscribe there. You get every episode that comes out for all the shows, as well as different shorts. Marcus be putting out explainers, little video essays for exactly what we've been talking about. Sometimes it's hard to get into like a whole hour-long podcast, but little things like that to break down exactly what's going on are always helpful. So yeah, definitely follow along at the network. Appreciate you guys' support. Shout out to Levasa Island Apparel, Brother E. Ryan, Modesto, California.
Market look hopping.
Yay! Via Dolorosa Neighborhood Market. They're getting that going. Make sure you follow _Vasa on Instagram for the latest news on times for the markets, just starting times for the food banks, different things that they're doing in the community there at the Via Dolorosa Congregational Samoan Church in Modesto, California. It's 1331 Cascade Avenue. So if you're in that area, it's like off of the freeway. It's like less than 10 minutes off the freeway.
Can't miss it. You'll see it.
I mean, you got to go behind that market and down the road. But yeah, it's like the gated church, got the parking lot in front where they had all the tents set up for the neighborhood market. Shout out to them for putting things together and bringing the community together. All the wares, all the cooking, all the the foods that people putting together, and just like giving them a platform to showcase, show out, and get people to come and support them. So that is always dope. We love to see community work like that. If you're listening to this and you have something similar going on in your neck of the woods, in your community, in your locale, shoot us an email with the details, ballinesian@gmail.com, so we can kind of reread out what's going on out there, what opportunities people have to take advantage of. Hopefully this can reach some people in that neighborhood.
Let us help promote you.
Yeah,
and not for a price, nothing like that. We just, we want
you. For free.
We want your event to really be cool and go off without a hitch.
Like party promoters, concert promoters, I am not talking to you. I'm not sorry. No, you go promo your own stuff.
We did that when we worked at club. So.
We this is for the communityers out there. Definitely, if you're trying to get the word out for something that is going to help people, whether that's information, services, programs, we want to help spread that word. So ballinesian@gmail.com, DM us at Ballinesian on Instagram or TikTok, and we'll work that out. Coach Forrest, another week where both our teams decide to say no happiness for you. We'll start with the Chargers.
No, we'll start with the Raiders because this is gonna be quick.
It's
gonna be quick.
Okay.
This is gonna be quick.
The Las Vegas Raiders traveled to Kansas City.
Get their ass whooped. That's where they went.
It was a shutout in Kansas City, 31-0.
I mean, 31. You look at that score. If you watched even just the first quarter, you're like, damn, they only scored 31. Maybe the Chiefs were being nice because the Raiders couldn't move the ball though. I don't know. I might have seen like maybe 2 positive plays on offense, getting positive yards. But other than that, even Jency's like just fighting for his life in the backfield. But sometimes you see him like break for like 2 or 3 yards. He couldn't do that. Uh, they were trying to throw short passes, and they were missing Bowers. They were missing
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers.
Right.
So like their deep threats weren't in the game. So they really couldn't get the ball moving downfield. They were trying to utilize Tucker a lot with screens or just like, 5 and ins, 5 outs. Couldn't get that going. Trying to involve Jack Bash, couldn't do that. Just they couldn't move the ball on offense. And then when they got it back on defense, they couldn't stop the ball from moving upfield. Mahomes literally threw the ball to his returning wide receiver, Rice. I think he went 4 for 4 in that first drive they had. He wasn't even forcing the ball to Rice, but he was trying to get him involved, and he was able to do that. Ended up with I think it was a jet sweep that he scored the touchdown on. And they were, just they kind of used that first drive to get him comfortable in the offense, and then the only thing I can say about that is Travis Kelce looked human because he didn't do much, but Noah Gray instead had some pretty big catches downfield. So you know, tough to watch if you're a Raiders fan, but that's the thing. If you're realistic, not every fan's gonna be realistic, especially if you're a fan. I'm not realistic sometimes. I want to believe that they're just like all of a sudden gonna start winning, but reality is they're kind of in a rebuild. Even with Geno, Geno, I think I still believe he's a good quarterback. Just he's on a new team, new offense. The line's not great. Just man, he did get benched at the end of the game. I don't think it's gonna be a permanent benching. I think they were just like, they were down by so much, and they figured let's get Kenny Pickett some snaps in there. He didn't do great at all. He lost on. I think he fumbled the ball like his first drive down. They lost it. But
What was? I mean, you had offensive guys that didn't start the game. You had defensive guys that got injured, came out of the game. But what would you say is the reason for this big time shutout? I'd say, like, what was it? Just like, oh, the Chiefs got a lead early and it sucked all the energy out of the visiting team, or was it something on the offense or defense that you think?
no, it wasn't even that big of a lead either. I think they in the first quarter they might have scored that just one touchdown in the field goal, so it was like 10 something. Raiders had like an opportunity to come back. They just I don't know if they didn't give up, but it just didn't look like they had no push in them, no fight, man. So
I want to. I wanted to do the Raiders second so that I could like totally list out all these stats
no, that's why I want to.
because because it's gonna sound like I'm piling on, but this was like a historic game. The
No, I
Raiders
got
managed 3 first downs,
all
three
game long,
all game
all
long,
game long,
three
all game
first
long.
downs. Some people get 3 first downs on their first drive of the game. The Raiders, this was not a good offensive game for them. Uh, the fewest first downs for any team in a single game since 2008. It
See,
was
we're setting records.
just the
Setting
fifth time
records.
since 2000 that a team picked up three or fewer first downs in a regular season game.
Can
I,
your team say they did that?
I know. Another thing that I saw was that the Raiders ran 30 total offensive plays. They only had the ball for 30 snaps on offense.
Look, they
Uh,
were tired. We're just saving our energy for
no, yeah, you're gonna save your energy for after the bye.
a
Uh,
worse team. Okay, that's what we're doing.
30 plays is the fewest since 1999 when the Cleveland Browns ran 28. And I think the Raiders had 96 yards.
Maybe,
Uh,
maybe 90.
maybe 96. Oh, 95. This is the third time this year that a team has been held under 100 yards. The New York Jets, when they lost to Denver, had 82, and the Chiefs uh, the Chiefs last year lost to Kansas City. What were they? Kansas City at Denver. Oh, also
You
Denver.
can't lose to Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City lost to Denver in January, 98. So this is the fewest yards in like the last 5 years. Um, Does somebody get fired? Does somebody get benched? Like, is Geno Smith, is
No,
Kenny
I
Pickett the
mean,
future right now?
uh, I, I don't think Gino's getting benched just because, not just because of the money they spend on getting him over there, but I think he's still
Mm.
their best option at quarterback. They might want to try something new if they're gonna start having like RPOs because Kenny Pickett's a way better runner than Gino. Then I see that as a benching. Maybe Chip Kelly's gonna start trying to
Mm.
transform the Raiders into the Oregon offense that Marcus Mariota led when they were both at Oregon together, him and Chip Kelly. That could be an option, but I don't think that's gonna uh, happen just
Uh,
yet. I think they're gonna start Geno still. What,
yeah,
Lance? What?
no, I'm just like, there's so much money already committed to Geno. He just got an extension. Like, how do you?
I don't think that should be. I mean, again, it's not my money, so,
Mm.
but I don't think that should be a factor in whether or not like, especially now. So like, if you're the head office, front office, and you're talking with your coaches, and you guys don't see anything even close to play like sniffing the playoffs at the moment, especially with the roster. Your starting left tackle's out. Your best weapon on offense is out for maybe another week. He does get the bye week, Bowers does, and maybe he'll be back after that. But Max Crosby left the game with a knee injury, and then after the game, they just said he's healthy enough to play next week. He's nothing big, nothing serious. But I mean,
Oh, good.
they made a decision to keep him out the rest of the game. He got hurt in like the beginning of the second quarter. So uh, a lot of those moves lead me to believe that they're just right now they're gonna just try to patch things up and maybe see how they can get the offense. I think the offensive line really they need to work on that offensive line. You know
Who,
what I mean? Just
like, who has the most blame in this 31, like, in the shutout loss? Coach Carroll,
be careful.
Pete Carroll.
Be careful.
Yeah, because this seemed like the whole team was kind of flat, so that's got to go to the
Yeah,
coach.
that's got to go to the coach. If it was just the offense, then I could say it was play calling, or just guys on offense not responding to Chip Kelly, not wanting to run his offense, but guys on defense also looked. I mean, man, for all the talk that I had about Polamalu, because he looked pretty good in that first two games, but uh, he's getting lit up out there in coverage. So and as I was saying, realistically, a lot of fans had to just know that this was a rebuild year. I don't know if they expected it
Yeah.
to be this bad. And I know with all the changes, and every time you come in, you hear people talk about how the attitudes change, the cultures change. It still could be that they need some talent on both sides of the ball. The defensive backfield needs an upgrade. The offensive line needs an upgrade. Definitely, they need to think about drafting their quarterback of the future because that's how a lot of teams, if you see a lot of teams and how they came back from where they were and they rebuilt, you rebuild through the draft. That's how you don't go out there and sign older guys to come in and try to win if you're down and out right now, rebuild through the draft. And, you know, Patriots are a pretty good example of that. They've been drafted. They look all right. They got Drake May, the quarterback of the future there. Went out and got a coach who's defensive minded. The Raiders kind of were on that path, just didn't go out and get a quarterback. They had a chance uh, to get Jaden Daniels last year. I don't know how true that is, but story is that they had a chance to trade up
Oh,
for that pick and they didn't pull the trigger. So, things like that. And no, of course, you don't know whether or not he's going to be a star,
right.
but you still got to pull the trigger. You got to take a chance. So,
Like like you said, it just seems like both our teams just don't have the guys right now.
yeah, that's
Right.
that's what it is. They don't have the personnel to do the things that they want to do.
I always relate it back to those NCAA football like dynasty leagues or connected franchise, I guess. What is it
Yeah.
called? When you play like multiplayer franchises? Anyways, sometimes the difference in teams that are like division
Oh,
one,
for sure.
versus like
Yeah.
FCS or like just like not SEC or big time conference schools, there's a huge difference in the level of talent that goes to those schools. So if you just don't have the guys, it doesn't matter, what plays you call. It doesn't matter how perfect a scheme you have. If your pocket's getting pushed, if you're, not able to open the holes for the running backs, it doesn't matter. That definitely was what it felt like when the Chargers played the Colts. The Colts were just running up the freaking, just easily dissecting the Chargers. Are we done with the Raiders? You guys have a bye week, and then you host the Jaguars before traveling to the Broncos for Thursday Night Football, and then you follow that with a game against the Cowboys in Vegas on Monday Night Football.
I don't like when you ask me if we're done with Raiders. You got to be more positive, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, we are definitely done talking about the Raiders.
But you said Crosby is going to be okay, yeah?
They said he's going to be okay. They said the injury wasn't serious or anything. He probably could have came back into the game. I do think the coaches were just like, well, I mean, the team doesn't just because he's not one of those guys to sit out of a game as a healthy scratch. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
For all
if he can play, he's going
Max
to
Crosby, right? So but he's good, and yeah, I still look forward to watching or hearing them play because I work on Sundays, listening to them play on Sunday against the Jaguars. So.
All right. Speaking of the Raiders, speaking of the Jaguars, speaking of bye weeks, week 8 bye weeks. There are 6 teams on bye. Okay, 6 out of 32, 3 out of 16. What is that? Like 10% of more than 10% of the league's teams. Less than 20. Like 18% of the league's teams are on bye this week. The Detroit Lions, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Los Angeles Rams, the Arizona Cardinals, the Seattle Seahawks, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Almost the entire NFC West is taking a break this week. But those 6 teams, make sure to check your fantasy leagues that you don't have. Freaking Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Who are you playing for the Raiders?
Oh, I got Genty.
Genty for the Rams.
I got Bowers.
Devontae Adams, Matthew Stafford, the Cardinals. If you're streaming Jacoby Brissett, if you're hoping on Marvin Harrison, Seattle Seahawks, Jackson Smith and Jigba, make sure to switch them out. In Jacksonville, ETN, Trevor Lawrence, if you're in Superflex. All right. The Chargers hosted the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts were 5-1. The Chargers are 4-2. It's the best records in the AFC going against each other. The Colts traveling to Los Angeles, where they haven't won a game in 20-something years. It has been a long time since the Indianapolis Colts beat either the Los Angeles Rams, the Los Angeles Chargers, or even the Los Angeles Raiders. It might have been even more than 20 years, but I think there was a 5-game losing streak for the Colts. They get this one from the beginning.
From the beginning, breaking records.
Yeah, hey, historic teams. Not in the way we like it. I saw one of my bosses walked by my desk and he was like, "Hey, how's your team going?" I was wearing a Chargers sweater.
I would have been fired that day.
How's your team going? I was like, man, offensive line is really important. And I asked him what his team was, and he was like, "Oh, growing up, my team was the Minnesota Vikings." And as soon as he said that, I connected it with the Chargers. And the moment that I remembered was Adrian Peterson running for 300 yards on the Chargers. And it was on CBS. And I remember what the widget, like the scoring bug looked like in the corner. I remember Adrian Peterson hitting the freaking sideline, and he was like, "I was at that game." And I was like, "Get out, get out. I don't want to see you for the rest of the week." Something like that basically happened. Jonathon Taylor, the Colts running back, one of the best players in fantasy football this season, 3 rushing touchdowns from 23 yards, 8 yards, 19 yards. You know what all 3 of these rushing touchdowns for Jonathon Taylor had in common?
They were more than 20 yards?
No, 23, 8, and 19 yards. Oh. He was not touched on any 3 of those. Oh my gosh. And I had talked about worrying about the last 2 weeks, running backs taking advantage, doing the stretch play on us, right? Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt last week versus the Dolphins. Devon Achant was taken off running these stretch plays. It wasn't getting around the corner. It was more like hitting the like off tackle. But each time Jonathon Taylor did what he had to do. 16 carries, 94 yards, those 3 touchdowns. It is his third 3-touchdown game of the season so far. So he's doing great for you in fantasy.
Definitely is.
Yeah, this guy forced undefeated off the strength of Jonathon Taylor. The Colts moved to 6-1. The Chargers dropped down to 4-3, 38-24. Daniel Jones, who I can't get out of my mind as dropping dimes. Like, I mean, Daniel Jones from New York.
What I was just saying about being in a situation where you're comfortable, the system fits you. Like, he was in New York. They wanted him to like run a lot, you know. They wanted him to do things that he probably never did when he was at Duke. And they were expecting him to just get out there, throw on a cape, and bring the Giants back, you know, to prominence. But you know, and then when they all for they all but gave up on him.
Yeah. Released
Ran him
him,
out of
didn't want
town.
to pay his injury money. Yeah.
Ran him out of town. I think, do they even have that lawsuit, or did they figure that out?
I don't know about a lawsuit. I know that he put up 288 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I'd like to file a lawsuit for freaking
murder?
defamation. Yeah, for murder. I'd like to file a lawsuit for a homicide.
Daniel Jones beat him so bad they pissed on each other and their uniforms turned yellow.
Oh man, I didn't think those uniforms were that bad. It's definitely a stinky performance.
They look more pineapple than like Pete. They look more pineapple.
The Colts had 9 drives. Touchdown, 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 3-and-out field goal before halftime. Touchdown in response to a Chargers touchdown. Touchdown in response to a Chargers touchdown. 3-and-out, and then they ran out the clock. I think these Colts might be for real. I know I was like, oh, you know, the Colts haven't really played anybody, and now they're playing Justin Herbert. You know, Justin Herbert's a real quarterback. They beat Jacoby Brissett. Oh, good for them. But now you got to go against Herbo.
No one wants to listen to me. No one ever wants to listen to me.
Justin Herbert, 37 of 55 passing attempts, 420 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. One of them was tipped at the line, and then the D tackle intercepted it. The other was a really bad timing on a interception because it was inside the red zone or inside the end zone. It would have been a scoring opportunity. Definitely would have flipped this game. 55 freaking pass attempts.
You know what's sad is that last year it looked like he was settling into his role of like, and then people were just like, well, he's not passing enough. He's a passing quarterback. But they were winning, and he was staying injury free. He wasn't overworking himself. Mm-hmm. And now this year looks like it was like 2 years ago, where he's expected to do, not expected, but everything is on his shoulders now. Running the ball, passing the ball, maybe catching the ball. And that line, like you said, it's not going to help him any. Lost his 2 starting tackles. Is Becton back yet? No, not yet, huh?
On and off.
So he's probably not 100%. Yeah. Pipkin's back?
No. Bobby Hart, baby.
Yeah.
That makes my stomach hurt. Makes my heart hurt. People are like not offering me Justin Herbert anymore. Shout out to Zach. He was like, hey, you want Justin Herbert? And then he went off, and I was like, I don't know. And he was like, yeah, I definitely sent you that before halftime. I'm not letting go of Justin Herbert. 420 yards and 3 touchdowns. I get it. But
bro, the usage is going to be there for the rest of the season.
He's not throwing 55 passes.
Not that many.
That's what I'm saying. 55 passes is the number that stands out to me in this entire box score because everybody ate. Rondo Gadsden, rookie tight end, 16% of the targets, 9 targets, 7 catches, 164 yards and a touchdown. Keenan Allen, 14 targets, 11 catches, 119 yards and a touchdown. Ladd McConkey, 15 targets, 9 catches, 67 yards. Quentin Johnson, 6 targets, 2 catches, 30 yards and a touchdown. Sell all your Chargers immediately before the Thursday night game. The Chargers play the Minnesota Vikings at home on Thursday Night Football. It's a short week. Their offensive line is already banged up. I don't know what quick game, what tight end help they're going to need to do. But if you have anybody that's like, hey, Justin Herbert scored like 26 points, he might be your light. Go ahead and switch him Justin Herbert for whatever they're offering you. I think these numbers are inflated because of the 55 pass attempts, because they had to throw so much, and because in the second half they did kind of start getting it going. They went into halftime 23-3, down 20 points, and then they opened up second half with a touchdown, which was awesome, right? Now it's 20-10, 20-10, 23-10 is easy. You just need 2 more touchdowns. Just don't give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up 81 yards on the return, and then 2 plays later, Jonathon Taylor for 9-yard touchdown. The Chargers are like, okay, we got to regroup. They score another touchdown, and then they give up another touchdown. I'm like, guys, this is not going to add up the way we need it to if we keep letting them score. I say we when I forget.
Take your Tums, man. You might get some heartburn with all of this.
Bro, you're looking forward. That game's behind us. I will say that the Colts are for real. It looked like both their offense and defense were doing what they wanted to do. There weren't a lot of negative plays for the Colts on offense. And then I think they hit Justin Herbert 15 times. They were like, I don't know what we can expect different if the offensive line can't do anything. Joe Alt coming back. He's over there stomping the ground like Isaiah Pacheco in practice. All right.
Yeah, I think, but before we go, I'll get off the subject. I think you should be a little more encouraged, though, seeing that he can find these receivers and they can perform like that. I think, yes, 55 is an inflated number, but I also think that's only because it took him a little while to get going. So they get Joe Alt back. What's his name? Becton gets a little healthier. Maybe they get Pipkins back, and so that kind of helps you out a lot. And then you get either Hampton back or Vidal does better again. I think the number goes down 55, but I think the protection from your receivers and Herbert still stays high. So that's a good thing. I think your problem now is defense because, yeah, you can outscore like everybody, but your defense is going to have to at least stop them every now and then. So, you know what I'm saying? I think the defense might need a little bit more fixing than the offense just because you are getting Joe Alt back and Becton is playing. So that's a positive for you guys on offense, and defense is going to have to figure it out, honestly.
The last 5 games, pass attempts for Justin Herbert, 47, 41, 29, 38, 55. Now, those 40s I forgot about. Even the 30s is pretty good usage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think the numbers
might be
stay.
something.
They won't be at 55. Yeah, they won't be at 55, but they'll be around like that 40, 37 area. Just because, again, Hampton's a rookie. They don't have a Harris. So, and their best option right now are the receivers who are playing really good this season, honestly. So, and you guys,
yeah.
Petson as a tight end is coming along. So it's nice.
Rondo Gatson, that's gonna be the Chargers posted something where like a kid was watching TV and it was Antonio Gates, and then the grown-up guy was watching TV and it was Rondo Gatson, and I was like, I almost cried. The Chargers are playing the Vikings on Thursday Night Football. Carson Wentz is the quarterback. JJ McCarthy's still not playing. They will be throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson, who's kind of been not like super on fire, but 6 games, 52 targets, 34 catches, 528 yards. That's a 15.5 average, 88 yards per game. He's only got 1 touchdown so far, and I feel that sucks. Jordan Addison, though, who had a 3-game suspension, he's played 3 games, had 26 targets. So this is interesting because he's had half as many games, half as many targets. But more than 50% of Justin Jefferson's catches, 18 catches, 283 yards. It's 15.7 and 6 more yards than Justin Jefferson gets. He also matched him with a touchdown already. Jordan Mason, 6 games, 84 carries, 380 yards. That's a 4.5 yards per carry average. He has
Not
4 touchdowns. So, and then we read before that Aaron Jones, the injured running back for the Vikings, might be coming back. So, double duty for the running backs, double coverage for Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. This is going to be a really good matchup for the Chargers. Not like a good matchup, but a fun, like,
Yeah, it should
iron
be.
versus iron, right?
Yeah,
Because you got a
I
lot
think
of
it's gonna be a high
weapons.
scoring game.
Well, the only thing that I see holding this down is that Carson Wentz is the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. So because he has been taking a lot of sacks, because he's not always getting the ball to the receivers, that might kind of limit the Viking ceiling. But just the talent there and the fact that you can't cheat, you can't triple cover Justin Jefferson because Jordan Addison is going to be wide
Yeah,
open, because TJ Hawkinson is going to make an appearance, because, you know, other guys. And also Jordan Mason, especially if Aaron Jones is able to come back in, not necessarily take over the starting carries, but kind of help Jordan Mason a little bit there.
for sure.
It should be a fresh Vikings offense going up against a. I feel like the size of the undersizedness and more speed of the Chargers defense matches up better versus the Vikings than it does against like kind of the bigger offensive line of the Indianapolis Colts, the smash mouth Jonathon Taylor, what they want to do, and then also that getting you out of position for easy throws to Tyler Warren, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman. Oh my god, oh my god. Daniel
Yeah,
Jones beat us by a lot. Okay,
that's
put some
Super
respect.
Bowl
Put some respect
winning,
on Indiana Jones' name, huh?
Super Bowl winning Carson Wentz. Don't forget that.
That man was not on the field for that Super Bowl, but yeah,
What?
he got his ring. All right. Other games. Where's my phone? Other games that are going on this week. Well, from last week, the Broncos beat the Giants. The Giants, who had like a 19-0 lead on them. Any takeaways from that?
Yeah, the Giants suck.
The Giants suck. Bo Nix had like 2 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
That's a
Uh,
tough letdown, man. Because I know a lot of people. Because the Giants seem like they're like the young team with energy. Like they got Dart back there, Scatterboo, and I think their energy really like is pushing the team right now. Like everybody feeds out their energy. So I think that win would have been big for them had they pulled that out. Because the Broncos are uh I guess looked at as one of the better teams this season, or supposedly
sure.
coming into the
Yeah.
season. Yeah. And Bo Nix, they talk a lot about Bo Nix. Jury's still out for me on Bo Nix, but yeah, I think that win would have been such a big morale booster for them had they pulled it out. But they did it, so it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate the rest of the season after that loss, being up
Uh,
so high. Almost like expecting the game. So we'll see.
the Denver Broncos lead the AFC West division. It's the first time I've seen the Broncos up there in quite a long time. But yeah, the defense is stifling. The
They've been
offense
solid.
can pop. Bo Nix definitely has been disappointing in fantasy for like the first couple of weeks, but they're 5-2. They got the second best record in the league. They're sitting high. Boo. Chargers
Right.
4-3, Chiefs 4-3, Raiders at 2-5. That's the AFC West right now. The Seattle Seahawks held off the Houston Texans. Man, that whole CJ Stroud talking to Caleb Williams at the end of like the Texans Bears game, and he's like, "Hey man, come here. I'm trying to tell you something inspiring, dog. Come here. Hey, everything you need, you got. Okay, you're going to be a great player in this league." I'm like, "Dog, are you allowed to buy beer? You're like 20 years old. Why are you telling me this? Why are you talking to another man like that?" Since then, the Texans are seemingly freaking 2-12.
Man, that's tough to see because CJ Stroud, his projection after that 1 year was like everybody was projecting to just be that next
Yeah.
guy. But he's got to figure something out. I don't know whether it's mentally, physically, but yeah. I mean, it's not just him that's the sole reason for the losing, but
Sure.
as a quarterback, he's gonna have to figure it out. He's their leader. Obviously, he's trying also to be the leader on the Chicago Bears right now, but not working out. I don't know if he
uh,
knows who Caleb Williams is, but that kid does not need any motivation to be confident. He
any
needs to be
confident boosters?
right, right. I don't think he needs that. So
CJ Stroud, 23 of 49, 229 yards, a touchdown, a pick, sacked 3 times. He led the team in rushing with 25 rushing yards. That's a problem. 10 targets to tight end Dalton Schultz, who finished with 9 for 98. 10 targets also to Nico Collins, who finished 4 catches for 27 yards. On the other side, Zach Charbonnet, you little vulture, you. 2 touchdowns for Zach Charbonnet on 12 carries. And then also JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, number 11. 14 targets from Sam Darnold, 8 catches, 123 yards, and a touchdown. JSN is start every single day.
for sure,
Yeah.
and even if it's just yards, because he's gonna get those yards. Funny
Yeah.
you mentioned Charbonnet because his first touchdown, me and my nephew were watching, he got the touchdown, but we watched the drive. And my nephew was like, bro, if I was Kenneth Walker, I'd be so sick. How do you have
Yeah.
how you have me run the ball all the way down to the 5, and when we get down there and I sub out and you got Charbonnet coming to score the touchdown, I'd have been sick. And then he did it again on the other drive, that Charbonnet scored, and I was like, bro, yeah, you're right. If I was Kenneth Walker, I'd feel some type of way. Like, bro, leave me in there. I got us down here.
I thought Kenneth Walker was like the bigger, and then Zach Charbonnet. Maybe it's just because of their last names, right?
No, Charbonnet, he was a
Charbonnet's
polytickin.
the goal line guy from out
Yeah,
of
he
UCLA.
Michigan first, transferred over to UCLA after he got hurt, and then the who was the guy behind him that took over at Michigan and they ended up winning the championship? Blake Corum. He got hurt. Blake Corum came in, took that position over, figured he wasn't going to get it back, transferred to UCLA, had a really good showing at UCLA, and then came out and he's pretty big. He's like 6'1", 215. So for a back, that's pretty big. He has been the short yardage back, I guess you can say, for Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
goal line back, but he's got some wiggle to him if he's out in the open. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch there at running back for the Seahawks. But I still think Kenneth Walker is probably your moneymaker there as far
Okay.
as the starter and like getting more production on him. So
Yeah, the Seahawks, like we said, are on bye next week. All right, San Francisco 49ers, for all you Niner fans out there on the network.
boring.
Big pick up another win, 20-10 versus the Atlanta Falcons at Levi Stadium. The Niners now move up to 5-2.
They got
What's
more.
up? What's up with Christian McCaffrey?
Hey, man.
Bro, what is this? 129 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 72. This man had 201 total yards and 2 touchdowns, 7 catches. What is that? 27,
I know one person
39 points.
who is
Jeez.
hurting right now watching CMC do all that. There's one person I know right now. It's Brian Robinson getting traded over there.
Bro,
So
Brian Robinson?
yeah, because now he has to sit back. He don't get to play none really.
Bro.
Yeah,
Brian Robinson, we were talking about fantasy players that might help you, and
right.
it's hella dry out there, so we kind of kicked that. But
He's on
Brian
he's
Robinson,
on the
well,
wire.
the thing about how the waiver wire looks in 12-team leagues right now, it's a bunch of backups. It's not bad starting running backs. It's not like, oh, you can have Tony Pollard for the
And
waiver
still
wire.
get right and still get yards maybe, but
Yeah,
he's not even on.
it's backups. It's guys that you basically are just insurance for if the starter gets hurt. Brian Robinson is one of those guys. If Christian McCaffrey goes down and Brian Robinson is the number one guy, Christian McCaffrey got 24 carries and 8 targets. He got 32 opportunities. Brian Robinson isn't Christian McCaffrey, but if you gave him the ball 32 times, he's going to
Right,
break a couple of runs. Anyone's going to break a couple of runs and make it worth it for
right.
you to start them in fantasy. So the guys that are kind of available there, Tajay Spears, Justice Hill, Ollie Gordon, Kyle Monungai, Jordan Blue. Is it Jordan Blue? Jaden Blue,
Aiden.
Brian Robinson Jr., Samaje Perine, none of these guys on their current trajectories as a backup are worth like adding. There, it's only if the guy in front of them is going to get hurt, and there's no way to predict that. So you're kind of just
And
you're not
Spears is
rooting
kind
for an injury, but you know if you
of,
add any of these guys,
yeah,
it's like not going to work out for you unless something like that happens. And the thing is football injury. Max Crosby, the freaking toughest guy out there in the freaking league right now, missed part of the game because football is football and people
right.
get hurt all the time. So, I mean, I would say Brian Robinson is a great stash, but he is not playable. A bunch of these running backs that we were looking at, wide receivers too, they're not playable unless someone gets hurt in front of them. So
Spears might give you some points because they kind of double down on their backs out there in Tennessee. So Spears might be able to get you some work, but not much. Not much.
The San Francisco 49ers are at the Houston Texans, 10 a.m. This Sunday. Oh, my battery's tripping. All right, so we're gonna move right along. The Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns. The Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns were playing in Cleveland in the rain. It was really crappy out. There was two left-handed quarterbacks from Hawaii. It was the bowl of the left-handed quarterbacks. And Dylan Gabriel took this one. Tua Tagovailoa throws 3 interceptions for the second week in a row. And the Cleveland Browns behind Quinshawn Judkins' 3 touchdown rushes beat the Miami Dolphins. Is that the preferable quarterback route to have a running back that can put up 3 touchdowns? Because I would love to do that. I could be the game manager, like for the Derrick Henry or something like that, like with the Titans.
If it's working, don't mess with it. You know what I mean? Unless you have like some glaring problem at what you're doing, fine. But you're getting wins, you're getting production from your running back, and your quarterback is doing everything except making big mistakes. Don't mess with it.
I love it. I want to see Dylan Gabriel like have that structure, a great defense, a good running game, and just like
Definitely
a
helps.
lot more open pass plays, right? Because if the defense is like, oh, we don't want Quinshon Judkins to run all over
Yeah.
us, now Dylan Gabriel has not only more time, he's left-handed, that might throw defenses for a loop a little bit, but find those receivers that are going to get a lot more separation with a good
Did it
running
work
game.
for Tua?
It did not work for Tua. What is going on with Tua? Mike McDaniels looks disheveled. Tua Tagovailoa. What's going on? He's like talking. He
Hey,
apologized for calling out, the
yeah.
players. Come on, man.
Stand your ground, my guy. Stand your ground.
That is a tough look. We are having some problems with Tua. I might have to bring it up. We
It's
might
the
have to save
braids,
it.
man.
Might have to
You
save it
gotta
for the
cut it. You
Patreon.
gotta cut his hair, man. You
Oh,
gotta
it's the braids.
braids are too tight.
What is it? The braids.
Too tight.
Tua Tagovailoa is having problems. We're having problems. Yeah. Uh, I think we can talk about that more this week. Maybe we can do an Instagram live or something.
Oh, that'd be dope. Yeah.
Pre
Maybe we can
games.
get him to react to it.
No. I mean, see, that's the thing. And this, as like a journalist, as like a journalist with integrity, I know we gotta like talk about it, but
No,
also
no, not like in a bad way, but
right.
lately he has been taking any press that he's had, whether it be criticism or just people talking smack, he hasn't been taking it very well, and he's been reacting in ways that we haven't seen him react before, and it's not a good look for him in the media right now. So,
Yeah, it's definitely it could be a lot better. Uh who's his PR team? Hyras. All right. Any shout outs before we go?
man, my nephew, again, you guys hear me shout him out all the time. He's the closest thing I have to sports right now, like outside of professional sports. But my nephew Leo, he had an open house visit to O'Dea High School here in Seattle, which is a big Catholic high school. He does play football, and he was contacted by their dean of students. So there's someone on the staff there that has been keeping an eye on him. Mind you, my guy's only 14. He's about 6'2", 260. I might be a little nice at 260 because he might be like 270, honestly. 14 years old.
I'm
Man, shout
270.
out to you. Go get it, Leo. Let's turn me into an old Dave fan. Let me come out to watch OJ High School
Hey,
play football. But shout out to him, man. Also condolences to a very close person to me, Destiny King and her family. They sadly have lost their mother this yesterday morning.
oh no.
So Destiny, you and your family are my prayers. Um, again, anything you need, let me know, please. But yeah, if you guys have the time, say a prayer for Destiny and her family tonight, tomorrow, the day after, every day, as I do for everybody else who's listening to this show. Same thing. So yeah, those are my those are mine for this week. What about you, Lance? What
Shout out
about
to
you?
you. Shout out
Oh,
to you. Shout out to the realest Raider fan. Uh
ouch. I feel like that's a dig.
no. Uh yeah, man. Shout out to Halloween. It's
Ooh,
gonna be
yes.
Halloween soon. Make sure to get your candies. We're getting pumpkins tomorrow. We're going to a pumpkin
What
patch to pick up some jack-o'-lantern
fire?
skulls.
What is one horror film that you're gonna watch this Halloween?
I don't like scary movies.
Oh, come on, man.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, get the hell out of here. Does Samuel
What
watch?
I think so. Not really. I mean, what are good
All right.
Halloween?
Do me a favor. I think it's
Give me
a
one or two.
if you have the chance, you and Tommy, you should sit down, not with Nora, please, because look up a movie called Talk to Me. Super good.
Ooh.
Uh Also has a fellow Polynesian in the movie. He's a big part of the plot. So that was cool to see. It was an independent film when it first came out, but before it got picked up by a big studio out of I want to say Australia. So super good movie. Super has pertaining to do with our culture, like something we believe in. That's a really good one. The number one rated, I think, scary movie in the past, I don't know, 15, 20 years. Right now, sits at number one is Sinister. If you have the time, watch that too.
Ooh.
Super good, super good, super good. So Sinister and Talk to Me. Those are two good horror films that you should watch.
Thank you. I will take that into consideration. Both of those sound disgusting.
Yeah, so they're not gory, but they will have you looking.
No,
Uh,
my stomach's twisted. I already used the bathroom, but now it's like twisted up. Blah. All right, we'll check them out. Yeah, everyone, we'll see you guys next week. Appreciate you guys for tapping in to the Ballinesian podcast here on the Polytickin Network. Shout out to Levasa Island Apparel at le_Vasa on Instagram, or www.levasaislandapparel.com. Get your hoodies, man. It's almost cold season.
bro, what do you mean
Brr.
almost? It is right now outside of
Nah,
this
it was
window
like
is
70 today.
yeah in the daytime. What is it
In the
now?
daytime. Yeah,
7?
yeah. Now it's put on a little coat. I got a smoking hoodie. I got a hoodie that I only wear when I go out.
I don't.
I
Yeah,
wear
I
it
don't know
every
what
day.
you're talking about. I've never had one of those. I don't have one.
All
I don't
right.
have one.
Thank
Volleyball.
you guys for tapping in. We'll see you next week. Stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay balling. Love and light. Peace.
And keep your battery up to date.
I gotta change this laptop.